Hey guys! So tonight I wanted to talk about dining out tips because, you know, this is just one of those things that are going to happen. If it hasn't happened already, you're going to be invited out for dinner, or you and your husband are going to want to go out for dinner, and you really don't want to blow it just by one evening out. A couple hours in a restaurant, you can easily kind of undo the hard work that you've worked for all week long. So I just want to give some tips which will be helpful. I'm just going to stop here. I think someone's jumping on. Can you hear me okay? Hi. I think you're muted.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
How's it going?
Not too bad.
Good.
I'm on my iPhone, so it's a little bit harder to see. So.
Oh, okay. I was actually late getting on because I was having some issues with my audio. So I was just actually getting started. No one was on, but I was just going to record it. So
okay.
You can just kind of listen in if you'd like.
I will listen in. How do I get? Okay, it's all good.
Are you
Pretend
good?
like I'm not here.
Okay. Do you have any questions at all that you want to talk about first?
No, not really, because we talked about going out for dinner at your last call when I went out for dinner, so that all went quite well. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. Glad. I'll just go over some generic tips just because I'll record it and I'll be able to post it for the group, so you can just listen. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to hop in and interrupt me.
Okay.
Okay. So what I was going to, I was literally just getting started. So I just wanted to go over some tips tonight about how you can, still go out for dinner and enjoy your life while, maintaining a clean eating diet and, just staying on track and not blowing it by going out for a meal every once in a while with your spouse or with friends and family. So my first tip is to get online and look at the menu online. Pretty much every restaurant nowadays has the menu available online. So you can go on ahead of time, figure out what it is you are going to order. If you wait until you arrive at the restaurant, you're just sort of setting yourself up for failure because you're going to be tempted and you're going to start to hear about all the choices that your friends or family are making, and you are going to be tempted to make a poor choice because you didn't go in with a plan. It's just like what we've been doing the last couple of weeks, meal planning and prepping and planning our workout. If you don't have a plan, you're kind of planning to fail, I always like to say. So go ahead and look at the menu online and just kind of figure out what would be a good choice for you to make. If something on there isn't quite what you would like it to be, don't be embarrassed to ask once you get to the restaurant. I've even heard of people, I'm just going to plug my laptop in here because it's going to die. I've even heard of people calling the restaurant ahead of time just to make sure that they can request something a little bit different than what the menu offers. And I think that's totally fine, and it kind of gives them a heads up as well. And when you get to the restaurant, just simply ask your server, just say, I've got a couple questions, and sorry, just a sec. Okay. And I think as long as you are friendly about it and, just let your server know that you're hoping to make a couple tweaks to the menu, would that be okay? And more than often it is. There's really not much that a kitchen can't do to make things a little bit healthier. So some things that you want to look out for are words, fried, lots of sauces. You want to look for things that are baked or broiled, steamed. Those are all good words that you want to look for when you're looking at the description in the menu. And then when you're looking through the menu, ask yourself, how bad do you want this? How badly do you want to get to your goals? How important is this to you? And when you ask yourself those questions, I think the decision of what you choose on that menu will be a lot easier to choose. You know, if you are right at the beginning of your journey and you so badly want to see results in this 30-day challenge group, then you really want to pick something that's clean and that's gonna leave you feeling very proud of yourself when you walk out of that restaurant. And don't go for the burger and fries or the fish and chips or the big pasta with cream sauce in it. I mean, there's a time and a place for those foods. I just think that in the beginning of your journey with this, that's not the time, because it more so than anything can cause your mind to just say, oh, forget it. Like, I can't do it. I thought I could do this whole healthy eating thing and I can't. I blew it. Just like that, I blew it. So forget it. And you give up. Whereas if you can incorporate those treats later on in your journey, you've done it. You've been able to eat clean and healthy for a couple months now, and you've, had some pizza here and there, but you haven't derailed yourself. But if you go off track too early in your journey, it really can kind of be detrimental, more so because of your mind. I mean, eating a burger and fries isn't going to make you gain 10 pounds that night for sure, but it's more just what it's going to do to your mindset. I think that's the most important thing. As far as alcohol, if you're going to have a drink, just set aside one of your yellow containers that day. Just sort of plan that way. When I'm going to go out for a dinner, I usually will leave a yellow, a blue, a red, a green. I'll just try and, I'll figure out which containers I should save up, and I'll try and eat more protein and vegetables leading up to the dinner out, just so that way I've saved myself just for the occasional treat, or if there's more oils involved in the cooking at the restaurant than I would normally make, or more cheese or that sort of thing. So it gives you a little bit of leeway. And if you're going to have a drink, just stick to one drink. As soon as you start to have more than one drink, you start to kind of make some decisions you maybe wouldn't have made previously. I know for me, if I even have one or two drinks, I just start to think like, oh, who cares? It won't really make that much of a difference. And with alcohol comes bad choices and bad food choices. So if you are the type that just has to kind of stay away from it all, then that's what you need to do. And for me, that's me. I can't just have a little bit of dessert. I need to have all of the dessert. So for me, it's just far easier to just not have it. If I'm being really strict with myself and really trying to get to a goal, then I just stay away from it completely. And I would order some sparkling water, some Perrier with some lemon or lime in it. Just anything that sort of feels like a cocktail, like I'm drinking. For instance, yesterday we had a big party at my in-laws, and it's every Sunday is a party there, and it's always a lot of drinking and eating and more drinking. And so I just drank Perrier out of a wine glass, and I felt like I was having a cocktail, and that got me through the afternoon. And I felt great when we left, because I didn't, sit and have wine and then start eating some chips and dip, because I went into it knowing I was not going to blow it. I'd worked hard all week long. So that was a decision that I made, and I felt really good about it. Drink your Shakeology right before you leave for the restaurant, or even on your way. I always do this. If I have an event that I'm going to, or a party, or a dinner out, I save that Shakeology, or I will even have an extra one that day. I think it is, far better to have an extra Shakeology if that's going to help you stick to your kind of goals for that evening. And I'll do that quite a bit, is I'll have one, maybe around lunchtime, and then I'll have another one before we head out or on our way. And it makes me feel satisfied. And it also just kind of reinforces that I just had something. I don't necessarily need to have this big meal, and I'm not walking into the restaurant starving. Beware of salads. Sometimes when we go to a restaurant, we think, oh, I'll order the salad. Sometimes that can be a really big mistake, because a lot of the times salads at restaurants are huge, for one, like very, very big on a big, big dinner plate. They are loaded with cheese and nuts and dried fruit and creamy dressings. And sometimes those salads can actually end up equaling 700-800 calories for just a salad. So a lot of people order these big salads that are amazing and look amazing, and they think that they've made a really good choice, but really they could have just gone for the burger or the pasta, right? Because it ends up being very similar in calories, yet they think they've done okay, and then they can't figure out why they didn't get to their goal, at the end of the round, because they were eating these sorts of salads from restaurants. So what I always look for on the menu is I look for fish or chicken, some type of lean protein that isn't fried or in a sauce. You can always ask if it's got like a sauce on it or something. You can usually ask for them to not put that sauce on it, and then ask for a side of veggies. They, either like just a plain garden salad with some balsamic, or, roasted veggies or steamed veggies. I'm not much of a potato person. I love sweet potatoes, but, for me to get a baked potato or something, I would rather not have it. It's something I've never enjoyed ever. So I would ask for some extra veggies. So that right there is such a better option than getting a salad, because it's probably going to fill you up more, and it's going to be way less in calories, and you're going to feel good knowing exactly what you ate. You can see the meat, you can see the veggies, you've got a big plate in front of you, a nice hot meal, and you shouldn't feel deprived with that. Skip the appetizer if you can, because really we never need that much food. When at home would we eat like a 3-course meal? So for whatever reason, we think when we go out to a restaurant, we need to have the bread, and we need to have the drinks, and then we need to have appetizers, we need to have a big entree, and then we need to have dessert and coffee. And we don't normally eat like that. So I don't know why we have it in our head that when we go out to a restaurant, we need to eat all this food, like big quantities of food. If you are going to get an appetizer, probably the only option that is really a good option is a shrimp cocktail of some sort. Most appetizers are fried, cheese stuffed, whatever, baked in butter. They just usually aren't very good options, appetizers. So just skip it altogether. Have your Shakeology, order an entree, and that should be good enough. I think I talked about that. Just if you're in your first round, don't let one night ruin your first round results, for sure. You don't need to take your containers with you. Don't think that I will ever tell anybody, oh, pack your yellows with you, just in case. I don't, and I don't think that you should. However, what you should do that day or even the day before is really look at how much food is in those containers. So when you're making your supper and you're, cutting up your chicken and then dumping it on your plate, and you've got your veggies and your potatoes or your rice, have a look at what that looks like in the amounts, because that will really help you when you are at the restaurant and they bring you your food and you can actually see the quantity right there. It'll kind of prevent you from overeating everything on the plate, because you will be able to see, I think that might be like 2 proteins right there. I'm going to just probably cut that in half and only eat half and bring home the other half, instead of just eating it all just because it's in front of us. Even if it's healthy, we can overeat on healthy foods. All foods have calories, and all extra calories will result in weight gain, regardless of what that is. It will result in weight gain. Too much fruit, it will result in weight gain. I went out for dinner a couple weekends ago, a really nice restaurant with a friend, and I ordered, it was a dish, it was like quinoa and shrimp and vegetables. So it was delicious. But the quinoa, I'm not kidding you, was probably like 6 yellows in there, I betcha. Like, it was insane how much quinoa was in the bowl. So I really had to kind of look, and it was a dark restaurant, and I really had to kind of pick a little area of what I thought 1 yellow would be like. When normally, a couple of years ago, I would have just ate that whole bowl and thought, oh, what a healthy meal I had, which it was a healthy meal. But when you're eating 6-7 yellows of quinoa, it's not really that healthy anymore. So really have a look at those portions and try to eyeball appropriately. Skip the dessert if you can. For me, I'll be honest, if I'm going out for a nice meal, I probably am going to save for some dessert, because that is my splurge. I would rather have a very little meal and then have a nice dessert. I would save up for it all day. I would save up for it all week just to have a really good piece of cheesecake or something. So to me, I would be saving for that, and I would be working for it, and I would go into it knowing that I'm going to have this dessert. But if dessert isn't something you would normally get or something you even normally want, then just skip it altogether, or have a bite of your friends or your husband's. Instead, get a coffee. Just get a coffee while everybody else is ordering another round of drinks or dessert, and just get a coffee. And for me, coffee kind of satisfies some cravings, and it kind of curbs my appetite a little bit. So that's just a great way to kind of get rid of the after dinner temptations. So again, if you're really looking for amazing results this round or any round, it's all about your nutrition. You can be working out for hours a day, but if your nutrition, if you're slipping up even a little bit, it's going to show at the end of the 30 days. And I hate for people to get discouraged and, they're not getting the results they want. But when I really start to talk to them about their nutrition and are they using their containers and are they sticking with them? And then they start to admit, well, I've gone over a few times. Well, it does add up. It really does. Calories add up. And unfortunately, no matter how hard we work at our workouts, if we are not really dialed in with our nutrition, it's hard to see the results as much as we want to see them. So make sure you're not overstuffing those containers. The containers should be able to have the lid on them when the food is in them. I never actually put the lid on them, but you don't want to be kind of heaping the containers. They want to be level so that a lid could fit on them at all times. Get in all your containers. Don't skip your containers. Don't skip a yellow thinking that maybe you will lose weight faster. You will not lose the weight faster. You will hold on to your weight. I think I've gone over this in other calls. So that was kind of my tips for dining out. I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Yeah. Do you have any questions or comments?
No, that's good for me. I'm actually going out again for dinner tomorrow, so timely again. So, but it worked really well last time. So I don't think I get too many cravings, particularly if I have a shake before I go, like you said.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad. I may have a glass of wine. I haven't really decided yet. So
yeah. And I think it's all about deciding beforehand. There are times that I go into a party or, a dinner out, and I know, what, I am just going to just enjoy myself and not care too much. And that's okay, because then you won't have those guilty feelings because you knew going into it. So if you know going into it that you're going to have a glass of wine or you're going to have dessert or you're going to go for that creamy pasta, then feel good about that decision. And instead of making a last minute decision of oh, you know what, I'm just going to get the pasta. And then you tend to feel guilty about it. So it's all about having a plan and being really okay with your plan, whatever it is. If you're going to stay on track, you need to feel okay about that and not feel deprived when everyone else is getting the burger and fries. You need to feel really good about your decision, whatever your decision is. Mm-hmm. So what did you end up ordering?
That was 2 weeks ago. I'm trying to remember. Honestly, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I can't even remember where we went for dinner.
Yeah.
I can't remember at all. So.
I'm also going out on Thursday night. I haven't been out for dinner in a while, so I'm going out Thursday night, and we're going to Red Lobster.
Oh.
My sister-in-law's birthday, and I'm almost dreading looking at the menu online.
Oh my God, that's like dripping in butter.
I know. I don't even know. I'm sure there are healthy options. I think pretty much anywhere nowadays does have some healthy options, but
yeah. Oh, now I remember what I did. I couldn't remember because I was thinking for tomorrow, but we went to a tapas restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
So, which was really good because it's just little small plates of little tasting stuff. So, I had a little bit of stuff and kept away from the carbs, like the because I'd already had my carbs for the day, and so just stuck. And the plates are so small, so it was fine.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Probably not enough vegetables, I have to say, but it was just the way the restaurant was set up. But I'm going to a Middle Eastern restaurant tomorrow.
Oh, neat.
So that'll be interesting. I'll have a look at the menu.
Yeah.
It's usually pretty healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Oh,
so we'll see.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
So, yeah. Otherwise, things are going well.
Good.
I didn't get enough food in last week because I was so busy. I was working at our house, our rental property, and wasn't getting home until like 10 o'clock at night. And so I was exhausted. So I ended up like just having a bowl of soup and crashing into my bed. But those happen.
Yeah, and it does happen. And I mean, the great thing is that you have the tools and you know how to get right back on track. And I think that's why I love this program so much, is because no matter what happens, I know that I can always get started again right away. Mm-hmm. So that's, even if you fall off the wagon, you can get on pretty quickly again.
Yeah, I didn't overeat, that's for sure. It was just more not eating well.
Yeah.
I don't like waiting till 8, 9 o'clock at night to eat and then just going to bed. It just doesn't feel very good. But anyways, my tenants are in. They're happy. They've paid me. So it's all good.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Yeah, exactly. So
good.
All right. But
okay. Well, and I guess I didn't really mention, but I mean, drinking lots of water when you're out for dinner. Lots and lots of water. Yeah. Right. And I mean, nothing beats the feeling of walking out of that restaurant and being really proud about like sticking to it. Mm-hmm. Even last night, leaving, my in-laws and knowing that I didn't give in to all the like snacks galore and alcohol and cookies, and I didn't give into it. It was the best feeling. Like, I didn't feel deprived. I felt so proud and just like, oh, I did it. And I'm now not going to wake up Monday morning being like, oh, I'm starting again. Like, so
were you at a Super Bowl party?
Well, it turned into that. We left way before that, but every Sunday, my husband's family is big. He has 3 sisters, and they have kids and husbands, and then it ends up being family friends that come over. So every Sunday around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, we head over there, and it's just like it's like Christmas every Sunday.
That's fun though.
It's very fun. It's very, very fun, but it can easily derail you. And I usually go into it thinking, okay, I'm not going to blow it. And I usually do, because you're just there for so long that temptations are everywhere. But I really didn't want to do it yesterday, and I didn't. And it wasn't tough, and I felt so good about it. So, there's just nothing like making a decision like that, sticking to it, and then just feeling so proud. So
yeah, good. Well, have fun at the Red Lobster.
I'll let you know what I get. Yeah, you have fun tomorrow night too.
Thanks.
Okay. Well,
I'm going to sign off.
What's that?
I'm signing off.
Yeah, thanks for jumping on.
No probs. Talk to you later. Thanks, Megan.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.